Hello guys. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone that has subscribed. I'm just doing a 50 subscriber celebration video. So I'm actually very surprised that there are 50 people that subscribe to hear me talk about knives. But yeah, that's not at all why I created the channel. Yeah, I never thought that people would actually subscribe. My intention was just to provide some videos on some amazing budget knives that we see, especially here in South Africa, and that I would recommend you to spend your money on if you're buying knives. Because for too long, we have been sort of pressed into supporting companies that does not necessarily support us as well. And I feel that Pickled Steel is really doing a great job at just giving the buyer what they want at a very great price for, and incredible value knives. So I would just like to do a run through of the knives that we have covered so far in the videos. And yeah, as I mentioned, what my aim is with these videos is just so that you guys can get an idea of what the knives look like in hand and how they function, what sort of features they have, because a photo can only tell you that much, right? So yeah, I'm just going to run through these knives and just tell you one thing that I really see as a highlight with regards to each one of these. Now, there are many things that I love about every one of these knives, but I am limiting myself and challenging myself to find the one thing that I really enjoy. Okay, so let's start off with the Joker. Here we have the Pickled Steel Joker in green smooth micarta, stainless steel liner, skeletonized, deep carry pocket clip, HCR 13 MOV, sheep's foot blade. Yeah, fantastic. The action on this thing is just unreal. I mean, look at that drop shot action right there. And I've actually tightened the pivot just because the action was too scary for me. But this is ridiculous, guys. I mean, what is this? This is a 600 Rand knife. If you win it in an auction on Facebook, then it will, or might be less, or might be more. We don't know. I like the flipper tab. I like the thumb hole. Deployment is fantastic with this guy. Great for food prep. But I think the best part about this knife has to be the action. So that's it for the Joker. The Joker is phenomenal with regards to action. If you haven't seen the short, go check out the short on the Joker. That really shows you how incredible the action is. Next we have the Halo, the Pickled Steel Halo in D2. And this is sort of the outdoor knife from Pickled Steel, or that they offer. They also have the Plato, which is a video that is coming, a review video. The Plato. They also have the Edgar and the Berserker. They are all fantastic outdoor knives. And also the Submarine. The Submarine is actually a 9CR, so that is a very good outdoor knife because it's very large, thick stock, and has great stainless steel properties. But this thing is phenomenal. Look at that stock thickness. That is pretty thick. So this is a very nice knife to take with you for camping, for some serious outdoor adventuring. This blade is quite a massive knife. So the blade is great for multiple purposes, and I think that surprisingly, my favorite part about the Halo, I never could have expected this, but it has to be the ergonomics. The ergonomics on this knife is just absolutely unfreaking real. When I bought this knife, it was the thing that I was most worried about was how's the ergo going to feel, because there's a lot of contours, a lot of cutouts here, and sometimes that can really either make or break it with regards to the ergos. But for me, ergonomically, yes sir, it is fantastic. So soft in hand, but still aggressively textured, the G10. So when you need to use this, you'll have grip, but it won't irritate your hand to hold this. So it's actually awesome. Okay, so ergos on the Halo. Here we go. We have the Wahoo, the Pickled Steel Wahoo. And this guy has a trailing, or standard blade shape. I think it looks more like a trailing blade shape. Stone washed, very cool. In D2 blade steel, deep carry pocket clip, non-reversible. It is recessed, but the screws are not sunken. Skeletonized slightly, super stable knife. This is what really surprised me about this thing, was just how solidly built this knife is, how well built this knife is, and very comfortable to hold, and actually sort of a gentleman's carry. So yeah, I have to say, favorite thing about this knife, obviously you guys can guess that, it has to be the shredded carbon scales. This looks insane, guys. Insane. It is, I mean, even on camera, it doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. You have to see this thing in person, and I would recommend this knife to anyone. So yeah, this is actually a bestseller, and I think it is because of those beautiful shredded carbon scales. So yeah, great stuff, guys. Let's move on to the Divine. Now the Divine doesn't have a pocket clip. It comes in a little leather sheath like this, and we have 9CR, 67 layers of 9CR Damascus. Hands down, favorite part about this knife has to be the action. It is crazy. It is assisted. That is how well this action is. If you haven't seen that video, this knife, I was convinced when I first flicked this knife open, I was convinced that this had to be an assisted knife. And I was trying to figure out how the hell they got that right, but it's not assisted. It's just fantastic action, phenomenal action. Best action probably I've ever felt on a knife. It's just that good. Has an awesome thumb stud, which you can reverse. But this is a very traditional take. It looks like a traditional slip joint, the one your Opa would have had, something like that, you know, or a lockback traditional knife. But with those modern Damascus touches, with a liner lock, with phenomenal action on ball bearing. So if you like the traditional knife look, which I do, then this is a pretty great knife. Action, highlight on the Divine. Now we're getting to a really next level knife. We have the Pickled Steel Toko here, and it has 9CR, 67 layers of 9CR Damascus, and look at that blade shape. Now that is something else. That really is something else. Damascus bolster, rose or sandalwood scales, and definitely, without a doubt, highlight about this knife is the design. The design is insanely awesome. Just that sort of a prehistoric theme going on in this knife. With regards to the cutout, thumb hole there, the cutouts here in the handle, it all screams prehistoric theme. Go check out the video on this where I show all the different aspects with regards to this knife and its design. It is truly phenomenal. Also fantastic action, but yeah, the design has to be the highlight with regards to this one. Okay, we're getting up there. We have my EDC, the Pickled Steel Hakal, named for its look as a shark. Yeah, it was designed to look like a shark, and it's also named to look like a shark, so that's fantastic. Great work. It is a button lock in 14C28N blade steel. You guys can see there, Pickled Steel. We have functional thumb studs here for reverse flick or thumb flick, and also flipper tabs and multiple deployment options. Very sturdy bolt, 3mm blade stock thickness, runs on bearings, great G10 backspacer, textured G10. It is a fantastic EDC knife. Okay, I think this one is coming in at 1,000 Rand. Once again, if you win it in an auction, it might be less, but yeah, deep carry pocket clip there. It is next level, guys, next level knife. Probably the one that I would recommend above all the knives that I've reviewed so far. This thing is really it is in the premium range of Pickled Steel, so this is kind of what we expect from them in a premium range when we look at what they could have delivered in the budget range. But yeah, just fantastic. Make this your next buy. I'm serious. Great knife. Okay, we have the Raptor. Okay, so I didn't say my favorite part about this knife is probably the bolt quality. The bolt quality is so solid. It is just a fantastic knife for every use. I will gladly take this thing on an outdoor adventure and be extremely confident in its capabilities. So yeah, great stuff. Let's take a look at the Raptor. Woo! Blade shape. Favorite part about this knife has to be the blade shape. Once again, we have 9CR Damascus there. Beautiful bolster, beautiful handle, beautiful ebony scale, so comfortable in hand, so snug in hand. Oh man, this is just a dream of a knife. The compression is next level comfortable. Yeah, you have multiple deployment options. So yeah, fantastic knife. Highly recommend this from their budget range of Pickled Steel. The Pickled Steel Raptor. Beautiful. Little blue pivot collar also. Phenomenal. Blade shape is the highlight on this guy. Okay, now we're getting into trouble here. We have the Pickled Steel Nebula. Woo! And this thing is So popular, guys. It's coming out, or it's already out actually, in titanium scales with a frame lock and M390 blade steel. This thing is a dream of a knife. It is so awesome. It has a reversible pocket clip. This green G10 backspacer with micarta, tan micarta scales adds to that sort of a two-tone army look. We have a satin finish on the pivot. We have a satin finish on the D2 blade. This is a modified sheep's foot, worn cleaver blade shape. So it's not like a worn cleaver, but it's like a modified sheep's foot worn cleaver. The crossover between a worn cleaver and a sheep's foot, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, fantastic blade shape. Everyone loves the blade shape. Everyone that I've showed this knife to, and by the way, it is a top flipper and a side flipper. So everyone that I've showed this knife to, they just love the look, okay? I must say this is probably the most unique looking knife, and for that reason, I would have to say overall look is the highlight for me on the Nebula. The blade shape is fantastic. Everyone loves it. The handle curvature is fantastic. That large pivot there. Oh man, this is a gorgeous knife. Okay, so overall look on the Nebula is the highlight. Now this is a one that we've showed you and told you about, but haven't reviewed yet. It is the Pickled Steel Kaya. And I'm guessing you guys know what would be my favorite part of this knife. It has to be the etching, the Damascus finish on this blade it's royalty. It's like, it's silver. It's so shiny. It looks gorgeous. It looks a lot better in person than on camera. It's awesome. And this might just be my favorite Damascus knife, but I'm having a tough time deciding because the Toko is also just fantastic with regards to design, where the Divine is fantastic with regards to action, and the Raptor is fantastic with regards to the blade shape. So having a difficult time, but this is just fantastic. That the Damascus finish highlight for sure. Okay, and then we actually did a little sharpener unboxing, and this thing worked amazingly well. I was so surprised just about how this thing worked and how capable it was at sharpening an extremely dull knife. So 5 strokes on the coarse diamond, or medium coarse diamond stone or rod, and then 5 to 10 strokes on the ceramic rod, and we were good to go. We were slicing paper like a machine. It also has these Torx bits that come in handy, so this is just the perfect little knife maintenance tool. Highly recommend this, but don't spend more than like 200 to 250 on this guy. Once you get into like the 300s, you can buy something that will last you very long, like a nice whetstone or something. So then this is an upcoming review that's actually launching on Monday. It is the Pickled Steel Ghost, and this thing is basically the perfect EDC knife. If I didn't like a little bit of a heavier knife with the Akal, and the Akal didn't have a button lock, then the Ghost would have been my new EDC blade for sure, hands down. Amazing build quality, amazing action, amazing. I can't stress that enough. And very soft but textured G10. Great value for money. 700 Rand. So you're getting a lot. Ball bearings, G10 scales, D2 blade steel with titanium plated finish, and titanium plated finish on the pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip, and hardware. So that is awesome, guys. Awesome. Very lightweight, very neutral blade shape. Love this thing. Look out for the review coming on this knife. Oh, load shedding, you are killing me. Yes, and then we have the QSP Penguin, which we have unboxed but not reviewed yet. So there we go, QSP Penguin, fantastic micarta. The highlight of this knife has to be the micarta. That denim micarta is so textured, so nice, very comfortable, and an iconic budget knife. Really something that has set the standard for what we are seeing today come out in the budget line. So that's awesome. D2 blade steel, two-tone satin finish on the blade, sheep's foot blade shape, runs on copper washers. The action is surprisingly well for running on washers. It really is. So yeah, fantastic little knife. Highly recommend the QSP Penguin also. Great value for money. Yeah, guys, so that sort of sums it up. We have our little featured knives. We have our little honey badger or large honey badger that came in handy for some size comparisons. We have our little jacket knife that is now super sharp, and we have our well built but fairly useless CRKT Bezoda. Yeah, that came in handy in some videos with size comparison. So yeah, just a awesome experience being on YouTube and doing some videos. I really enjoyed it, and will continue to enjoy it, hopefully for a long time. So yeah, thank you for everyone who subscribed, and have a great day. Remember, have a knife day. And no knife, no life. See you guys.